All right, hello, boys and girls of all ages, nationalities, whatever. Today we're gonna be looking at a Phoenix on split 1310, as we can see in the top left, silver 2. We're looking at the silver 2 bracket here, so we're gonna see a lot of fundamentals missing from the game. And so if you're watching this, my friend Valo rank, right? Be sure to take some notes, write down some questions if you have any, and be sure to bring them up to me, whether it be on Discord or Twitter, on this YouTube page, whatever, be sure to ask. Questions are your friends. You're not going to make all the mistakes in the world, so sometimes you need to ask some questions to kind of figure out some things. And I'm going to do my best to be sure to explain all the concepts or things you should be doing as detailed as possible. I'm very meticulous about that to the best of my extent. Okay, so let's get started on this. We're going to be on pistol round on attack side of split, and let's look at your guys' comp real quick. Two duelists, two smokes, and a sentinel against two duelists, smoke. Oh, actually, they have a pretty balanced couple on the other team. And your team's not the bad. It's a very, very interesting mix, but it's definitely not the worst. Like it's okay, right? I don't like Yoru. Viper can be really hit or miss on this map. Omen's pretty solid to pick up for whatever Viper can't do, and then Sage is really good at holding down mid. Anyways, let's fast forward this a little bit, right? And let's go pistol round. Okay, first things first, right? Like, look at crosshair placement this entire time. You are the entry, right? You are a duelist. You want to be taking these battles first. I don't know why you're kind of holding this. You should be running the entire way, whatever path you want to take. Usually it's the path of least resistance you want to take, right? As you go this, that means that you don't expose yourself to too many angles. You run in and you just try to, create space for your team. That is your goal as the duelist. You have two flashes to help you get in as well, right? And a molly to clear out corners if you don't want to hard clear it, right? So you chilling here, like you're like these two guys already got in front of you. So that's mistake number one, right? Okay, that was just really bad aim, right? We got to better on that. We assumed that no one was in the smoke. What if someone was in the smoke, right? You were not ready for it. You brought your flash out running into the smoke. If someone was here, you were probably dead 9 times out of 10. Kind of flash yourself. Unlucky. Crosshair placement's a little low, right? Let's see how your crosshair is like either in the wall or out open. Like you're not putting your crosshair in like a designated spot where the opponents are going to be at, right? Like you're not holding it for like the wide swing here, right? You're not peeking in and holding headshot level. It's looking kind of lost. So again, you're overextending. Like every time you peek, your crosshair's on the wall. We don't want it on the wall, and we also want it at head level as much as possible. Okay, we see Breach is gonna be close. I would get ready to flash right away in this situation here. I'd be like, or maybe not, right? Like, but I would know he's close. And looks like he wants to get out. We did see the Phoenix on the mini map, right, on towards heaven, so you don't have to flash and try to peek this guy, but like you shouldn't get ready to go here. Okay, and so second thing, we just saw a Cypher cage. So we know Breach and Cypher, right, are like this area past this wall, and the Phoenix was heaven. So we know where all three of them are at. I'm probably not going to hear your comms in this, but I would assume you should be calming where all three are at, right? You got to be fitting that info to your team so they know. Okay, you got blind by his flash. He kind of got blind by your flash, but the thing is, Breach flashes last longer than Phoenix flash, so he's only blind for like 1 second, 1.5. You're blind for like 2.5. And that's kind of the difference there. So that's just kind of unlucky. But again, if we go back and we kind of look at the crosshair placement here, like, so boom, coming in, right? Stage comes in walls, right? Gotta react. We're taking shot like you're shooting at nothing right now, right? This could be because you have low FPS, right? Low FPS is a really big hindrance on some people. So your first, like, what you should try to get is, a computer with a lot of FPS. Next thing is probably get a 144 hertz monitor if you really want to go far in this game. But we got to deal with what we got. Okay. Boom. Okay, and we already saw this. We saw what happens. And your teammates are able to win the round. One thing I like to do here, right, is I like to. You'll see this at higher levels. You might not see this at low levels because you guys don't get it, right? You might not have the need or know about this, right? I would molly. If I'm scared they might push B main or I want to take this fight B main, maybe not in this round because it's the anti-eco. They could have sheriffs or something or shotguns, right? So they might not peek you, but like on a gun round, I would molly the entrance in the beginning to force them not to be able to peek, right? To create a whole bunch of space for yourself to get in. And this is just food for thought that you should be thinking about later on gun rounds. Yeah, looks like you guys are talking, but we have no game audio, unfortunately, for voice. Go in, you're walking in, right? Let's clear this corner. You saw the cipher cam. Break the cipher cam. Cipher cam's right here, right? A lot of low-level players have a bad habit of not breaking util. Cipher cam, recon dart, Sova drone, right? Those are all examples of stuff you want to break as soon as possible if you need to, right? Usually you want to break it as fast as possible, like, but if you're like kind of hiding, usually it's fine. But when we're all like this, we want to try to break it ASAP. You make it hit on that. Again, what if they are in these smokes? I think you saw a guy to the right. I want to say you saw his gun barrel to the right here. Kind of rewatch this. See, like, what if you ran into the smoke and someone was in here, right? Like, you're not thinking about this kind of thing. Oops. Maybe you didn't see. Oh, you did. I was right. Yeah, you saw him, right? See if I can slow it down one more time. Just. Boom. Right there, right? We saw it right here. So this tells me you're too tunneled vision, right? Like I picked this up. Obviously, I'm not playing for you, so I can look a little bit more like towards the mini map and stuff. But when I'm in when I'm like focused right here, I'm not focused solely on my crosshair. I'm trying my best to look on my entire screen, right? It's usually in this rectangle, right? Maybe I won't look up towards here because and down here because there's shit in the way, like the pictures and the abilities. But I'll look towards the sides, right? I'm opening up my peripherals and focusing more on the overall screen instead of just solely on where my crosshairs place. And if I see someone and I flick to them, then I focus on where my crosshairs at, right? And that's usually how you want to be aiming. And then you die, obviously. We saw that. And we come to the next round. You guys lost that round because they forced up. Everyone else is forcing up here. And one thing, too, that a lot of people have a bad habit of doing is in lower ranks is they won't, when you win pistol round, they won't force up for some reason, right? Sometimes people will do it in high ranks because they want to get a little greedy, right? But in low ranks, they just do it because that's what everyone else should be telling your team to buy up as much as possible. If I were you here on this round, I would get light shields and then probably a specter and then 2 flashes. That's probably where I would be on the buy side of things. The reason why I would do that is because you would only get light shields and specter. I don't think the stinger's good anymore. I don't like using the stinger. Could try for the Bucky, but it's really, really hard on offense to use it and utilize it effectively. So the Spectre is usually your best shot, or the Sheriff, right? And get full armor Sheriff, and then that's 1800. You have enough money for a flash, right? Those are like the 2 buying options I would do to give you the best shot of winning or getting a kill, or asking for a drop from maybe your Viper, right? And we should be all buying up here. You should be buying here because your teammates are buying. We don't want, like, see how everyone else bought here? You see that? Like, they're obviously not gonna have enough to buy next round. This guy does, but these guys don't. You should be buying here, right? We want to keep the economy balanced because if we have mixed buys where some people have guns and some people don't, it's gonna be a lot harder to win those rounds than if we were all to have guns at the same time. Like if you like when you walk this slow, right? If no one else is peeking, like they could be up here posted on you just based on how close they could be. Which is why I tell you to molly. If I was Sage, I would Sage slow in the beginning, right? If I was Viper, I would molly in the beginning. Yoru, I might flash to force him back, right? Those are just a couple things I would do. If I was like Omen or something, I probably wouldn't do much because like I don't want to waste my flash for this angle. But if I was you or Viper or Sage, right? Or even Yoru, I would use at least one piece of utility just to back them off in case they were peeking aggressive. You're not gonna shoot that? Yep, you got to get in the habit of shooting that. That's a really, really bad habit to not have, right? And it looks like the call is to come back. You guys already pushed in, unfortunate. I mean, we got to anticipate, right? When we make a lot of noise towards one part of the map, we have to assume that they're going to they're going to try to push down because they know a lot of people aren't there. Let's see, when did you buy this? Okay, so Again, everyone's economy is really, really fucking shit. So I'm assuming you guys are gonna half buy here so you can buy next round. Yeah, saving enough for next. I'm assuming you shouldn't buy this regularly if you can get a rifle, right? And you should be running in first. Like, you should literally be sprinting here, right? Sprinting to get in. Run, 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 run. See, you're taking a really bad path. Why are you taking this path, right? This Omen's taking the quickest path between point A and point B, right? Usually that is a straight line. The fastest between 2 points, right? The fastest distance is a straight line. So, like, the way you're taking it, like, you're going off to the side here, and then you're going to loop kind of back in front and go this way. But when you should be, like, as the duelist, you should be in front a majority of the time, unless you have ulti, right? If you're going to ulti here, yeah, that's fine. But again, look at everyone else is running it. Like, see how your teammates are in it already? Like, you shouldn't be bait. If you're going to bait like this, you should at least be ready to, if they die, right, you can push out of the smoke, right, off a timing and try to trade them. Okay, but you're just chilling back. You would have to go through the smoke, in the smoke, and then go out the smoke. And by that time, if they get killed, the guy should have enough time to reset his aim and kill you. Okay, so this is why what you're doing is bad here, and you're not doing your job. If you want to do this, be an initiator, be a sentinel, right? Be a smokes, right? Be a controller. Those people are usually going to be second or third in because they have to have utility to support the duelist to get in, right? But you're not doing your job as a duelist right now, and it's a little bit aggravating. Lost bomb heaven, right? Heaven's open, or ramps. Nice. Could be ramps, right? We know, like, if you look at, so using our mini map, right? I'm gonna have a video coming out on this eventually, but look at where your Viper's peeking, right? She's peeking in a straight line to this corner right here. That means someone could be peeking from this angle and holding straight down to see you. You didn't clear this, right? I would have looked at my minimap to kind of see what my Viper was looking at for a quick second and, use deductive reasoning to figure out, hey, this is what this guy's looking at. Okay, this is what's open. Let me just clear this straight angle and then I can push into screens, right? That's kind of how I would approach this, right? But you just push in, you could have easily gotten shot in the back of the head. And again, like, you have to be aware of these things. This is a habit, a fundamental you need to build. Cypher's last one. He usually plays towards B, but he's already here because we have bomb down. You flank him, excellent play, and you kill him. Okay, and it looks like, all right, you have bomb here out. So Phoenix has probably one of the strongest ultis in the game. Just because you can get a lot of information, you have a good chance to kill more than one person, right? One or more people, I should say, and you can create a lot of space with it, right? This is why a lot of pros use Phoenix. Because his ulti can do all these things, right? So what you should be doing this round is, like I said, Molly, be main, maybe, wall or something, shoot the camera, and then get the orb, and then get ulti and get ready to ulti somewhere. That's what I would be doing this round, just because you're one off, right? Like, really, really good. Listen to me when I say this. It's like really, really super duper duper good. Yeah, now you're kind of worried. Like, they could be here, they could be here, they could be close left, they could be close. Actually, your Omen was holding this cross, so we should only assume they're close left, behind this wood box, could be behind the metal box, could be vents, could be peeking from Mel, right? Those 5-6 spots, or an off angle, right? You have to anticipate that they could be playing an off angle too. So it's gonna blind your teammate. You blinded your teammate. It's fine though, because make sure you call it out next time so he doesn't get blinded by it, because it's just annoying. Good kill. You have your ulti. All right, you mollied without, like, you saw your teammate right here, right? Like you literally saw your teammate right here. Like, you have to throw this more into the corner, right? Instead of throwing it right here, because it's gonna expand in a circle like we see. And you also gotta say, hey, Viper, I am mollying to heal myself. Can you watch out? Right? Throw it. He kind of got it, but he took some damage again. It's annoying to take some damage like that. Your teammate said, let's go B. You guys are going to Cypher shit. You should ulti to try to break Cypher trip and Cypher camera and all that shit. Right? Could be in B main, right? Could be close right here. Because this is a good off angle, right? If I was to play in silver bracket with all the knowledge I know, right, I would be at this off angle here, because I know a majority of the time people in silver aren't going to clear this. Like, look at your crosshair placement right now. You're pre-aiming through the wall when this guy could literally be at an off angle against this wall somewhere as well. Because we just got to think, like, where could this get by? Like, how much space have we given them? We know they haven't pushed into market because we were both here. No one's really punished us or killed us or shot us, right? So we have no reason to assume he's past this point right here on the minimap, right? He's not past this doorway. He's not in our spawn, right? We can safely assume that, because most times when people push through B, they're gonna push the market. Okay, and that's how, like, again, that's a very common way people play this map, right? They usually don't skip market. They'll try to clear market. They don't see anything, then they might push spawn, but they will always clear market first. I would say 95% of the time. Every once in a while, someone might just push B main and go spawn, right? But a great majority of the time, they will clear market. So we have to assume that if he push anywhere into B, he could be anywhere, you know, beyond this line here on market door, right? So he could literally be anywhere in here, and you have to be aware of that. And you're not aware of that, right? Which, like, he could be in this corner, and you are clearing it, right? But he literally could have been anywhere else too. And the way you're peeking this is really, really bad. Like, you're overexposing your body as you peek this. So again, that's another bad habit. This Cypher is tripped the same spot 5 times in a row. Be careful about that. This should, like, tell you right away, okay, this guy trips here every time. I should be trying to break this trip, because as soon as you break Cypher trips, right, you break his camera, it puts a lot of pressure onto a Cypher, right? Because then he has to actually hold it with his body, instead of, like, using his camera as strips to cover. We know the breach is here. We know, okay, so we heard where he was past the wall. We heard him jump over here, right? If you have a good headset, you should be able to at least kind of figure out which direction he jumped towards. So I would anticipate that he is backside right here, like behind this wood wall, if not peeking you right now, okay? If you give him enough space like this, right, you're not peeking at all, right? You're giving him a lot of space, and there's only 15 seconds, he could easily cross back. He flashed, okay, he flashed to trying to peek. If he doesn't see anything, he might cross back, or he might push up, right? And again, you're not looking at the timer. You should just save this, okay? And again, your crosshair placement really, really low. Like, you're not aiming at head level. You die? Oh, you died too. What a waste. Again, like, see how far you are from your teammate here, right? Because you're so far, you can't trade him. If this guy's holding an angle like this, obviously he's giving you a good chance to trade him, right? But against a better player, against an immortal player or a radiant player, right? Because we want to get you to that level, right? I'm here to help you to try to get you to that level. You're way too far behind to where that guy got that pick and he's already run all the way across heaven, right? He shouldn't be here technically. A silver player, he might be, right? But because you were so far against an immortal radiant player, he's not going to be. So we want to try to be as close as possible when we do this. Rim could be peeking again. That's my mollied, right? And you're holding a bad angle here, right? He mollies this, right? He mollied this to cut off, to stop people from pushing in. And he's probably going to peek behind that, right? That's what this molly tells me when he throws this. Especially when we see it's thrown from heaven. It's like, okay, this Brim is probably going to be peeking this. And we have to anticipate it, right? And we come in, we peek, all right, we see the wall up. I wouldn't fire through smokes. If you probably didn't play Counter-Strike, but a lot of times in Counter-Strike, people would get punished for trying to spam through smoke. Right? So what I would do as a ex-Counter-Strike player is I would kind of hold this edge, the edge that I can see, and kind of see if he pushes in or peeks. And that's what he does, right? So you peek in, you start pre-firing, nothing. There's no indication that anyone could be there besides that molly, and he could literally be anywhere right after that. And obviously, as we see, he's peeking on the gap. Okay? And that's kind of and that's why I usually don't pre-fire. I mean, you can pre-fire all you want, but I'm saying that's why I don't pre-fire.
Kill them.
Good flash. That's a great flash. Why is that a great flash, right? Because if they have an op or someone's trained down from ropes or outside by the metal box, right? They get blended by it, they get put into a bad spot. So it's really good, right? If you're playing at higher level, your Omen, right, would smoke this right away. Unfortunately, they don't do that. Shoot the flash, there you go, good kill. But again, look how far up you are, right? Okay, boom, good flash. Like, I would chill at this line I'm drawing with my mouse right here, right? This diagonal line. That is the line you have to be wary of as you come in. Why is this line here? Why am I saying that, right? The reason why I'm saying that is because that is the angle where people, if they're playing in Mel, can see down towards, right? That's the angle they're going to look and pre-fire and shoot towards, right? So as you run up, my pathing would be more towards this left side, holding this, because I don't want to overexpose myself to 2 angles, right? Because if you go past this line, there's a good chance that you overexpose yourself to the vents angle and to the mel angle slash the B heaven angle, which is why when you watch higher elo players play, they usually have their omen or something smoke this angle right here. So when they come up and push up mid, they can solely focus right on this angle. They're not overexposed. Obviously someone could push through the smoke, which is why they usually have someone tell, or they tell someone to hold the smoke, but for the most part that they don't have to worry about this angle anymore once they smoke it off. So again, we're just going to see this again. Boom, kill this guy, and again, look how far up. You're way past the line that I'm talking about, and you are supposed to be heaven, and you die here. Sage res you. Yes, she does. Okay, so we lost the bomb A. Okay, so where did we lose this bomb at, right? So how do I process this information here? Okay, we just lost the bomb in sewers. That means that this guy pushed through A, right? This one or however many guys killed him, right? And we know that he's going to be in sewers guarding this bomb. Usually silvers, once they get the bomb down, they're not going to give it up, right? For some fucking reason. They don't want it, like, they think, oh, we have the bomb, aha. We all just have to group here and congregate here. But when in actuality, like, if the silver on the other team was really good, he would kill the bomb planner, realize the bomb is there, and probably go through spawn or go back through A and, you know, scare them. Because right now, we don't know where he's at. We have to assume that he's holding the bomb. But a smart player would know that we know that he has bomb. So there's different plays he can make off of it. If I was you in this situation, I would kind of take my time. I would tell my teammates to go vents and wrap around this guy, and I would hold here because the B guy, the Cypher, might push through. He might come through heaven after the wall falls. He could jump over the wall technically because of that, where that wall is placed at. And these are all the things I'm thinking about in a second or a fraction of a second, right? Like, I know, like, once you get this down, right, like, you know what all options he has, you know what all options everyone else on your team has, and you also know what options everyone else on the other team has, right? He pushed through A, they probably lean towards B, they res me, Cypher plays B, right? He might push through B main, two guys might push through Mel. I want to get into sewers, I want to probably get into this cubby or peek down, right? And wait for my team to hopefully maybe wrap, or someone come with me, and we try to push this guy's sewers, and we try to take that 2-on-1. Right? Depending on how many guys are there. If there are 2 guys, then maybe 3-on-1 or 3-on-2. Sorry, right? But if we know it's 1 guy, 2-on-1 usually. But if all 3 of your teammates go through vents, then I would kind of be playing a lot more passive over here and kind of seeing if anyone else pushes to try to meet up with this guy if he's trying to hold the bomb. Okay. So let's see what you do here. Okay. So we know there's 1 guy there. 1 guy killed the bomb. So I would assume, okay, he's not peeking. Like okay, hold on. Let's go back like a second, right? So when you come here, right, like, boom, we have to assume, okay, he could be like down here holding an angle, he could be close, like, we don't know where he's at, right? So you're peeking this, you're walking, like, if he's on this angle, you're walking to his crosshair, you should be jiggling, right? Left and right, right? Kind of see if you can bait out a shot, boom, jiggle, right? He's not here, okay, I can walk down, right? As I come down here, right, I would probably hug this left wall because I know up here there's an angle he can see, where he can see right here, right? So again, the line for this is like here to like here, right? This is like the invisible line that he can see if he's up here, right? If he's down here, the line's straight across, right? See how angles work in this game and how I would approach the far left, right? Because I want to try to get as close as possible. And again, I would jiggle these corners to kind of bait out to see if I can get a shot or if I see him, right? So I know how to play off of this, right? The worst thing I want to do is like wide swing like this, and then maybe like he's at some off angle that I don't expect, right? And he's not here. Like, you just walked in. What if he was in this corner? You didn't even pre-aim this corner, right? That could have been really, really bad. You didn't pre-aim up here. What if he was up here? You would have to flick, right? So there's good times to pre-aim, there's bad times to pre-aim. Those like, and you didn't pre-aim at all. So now you're like, oh shit, what the fuck am I supposed to do, right? Let me tell you your options. We know there's a guy here and he knows your position. I probably wouldn't commit up this, right? Because he could be holding the ropes, he could be in our spawn, right? He could be over here. Like, we don't know where he's at. I don't want to risk that, especially when you have bomb, right? I would probably come back mid, group up with my teammates, and then tell them, hey guys, let's kill this guy Mel. Let's just push in the B and let's see what happens, you know? I want to say, oh yeah, he had to. Okay, what am I thinking? The Cypher's also towards A, right? Because he just ulted your Sage's body. So like, you should know, okay, Cypher, Brim, and then who was it, like Breach or Phoenix or someone, like whoever killed your buddy, right, in sewers here, the Omen, is towards A. There's 3 towards A. This guy's Mel. We know where all 4 of them are at, right? We've just deduced where all 4 of them are towards, and because we've deduced that information here, and again, you should, like, this might take you a long time in silver, but once you get used to it, you know, the max it takes you is like 2 or 3 seconds, right, max. Like, obviously I'm trying to go through and explain every little thing here, but if I was in your situation, I probably would have figured this out in a few seconds, right? So again, we figured out where most of them are at, right? So like I would, hey guys, let's kill this guy Mel. Let's just go B. Cypher's on fucking A. Everyone towards A. Everyone else will be towards A. We have a good chance to win this. We have to kill the trips. There's a Phoenix. Boom. I wouldn't go off of this, right? Like I said, Brim and the Cypher were here, and then we go.
Triple, baby.
30 seconds left.
No charges left.
So we know Breach and Brim are here. Yep. Look at that, right? And you know, I just told you exactly where they were at, and we definitely confirmed they were both there. What I would have done if I was you, in the situation after you kill that Cypher, I might have just ultied and see if I get the bomb down for heaven. Right? Like I might just take that risk. Maybe wall, right? Wall to give me some cover and then plant in the open and try to get it down. If I die, it's alright. I'm an ulti, right? I fall back. I know where someone's at. I tell my team, say push up heaven, the guy's heaven or whatever, right? Or he's on site, and then we all pinch him together. And then that flash right there should tell you that, oh, Breach is here too. And we should know Brim was also here because he killed your Sage, blah blah blah. And again, that's just deducing information. And that's a skill you'll pick up as the more you play the game. But I wanted to point it out right now so you can start actively thinking about it, so you can start training yourself, right? That was a little risky, right? I probably would have taken my time after that first kill in that arena, right? Like, Door's dead, right? Your Omen's just running in because obviously Silva's all bots in my opinion, right? This is coming from a Iranian player. He dies. Boom, Reyna's here. We know two of them are here. Kill this guy, right? I would just chill, right? Because a majority of the time, right? Usually if we know they're both close, the second guy will try to swing out to trade him, right? Because that's usually how good fundamentals work, right? When my teammate dies in front of me, if I'm close enough, I will try to swing to trade. Obviously he swings a little late. Maybe if we wait a little bit further, you know, we might have been able to kill him. But we don't know, right? It's just a hypothetical. But that's, again, I probably would have taken it a little bit slower there. Go around. Let's fast forward through this a little bit because it's really going to be a very important round here. Here's the next round. Hopefully with this, with the rifle. I'll handle this.
Cover going out. Enemy spotted mid.
Kind of scared, right? What if he's in the smoke? Yeah, he could be in the smoke, right? We don't know. Blinded your teammate. Don't just fire through the smoke. Could be close. Could be close to that smoke. We don't know. Cypher's still alive. You're looking kind of lost. Like, what should I be looking at? And like, yeah, holding flanker's good, but I'd be kind of looking to see if this guy pushes through somewhere. Your teammate's right there. No reason to shoot that. Why are you pre-firing? Where your teammate's at? You see him through the wall, right? We see you. Why? Hold on. Shit. Okay, let's look at this. Like, why are you pre-firing this side when your teammate's like right here, right? Like your teammate should see all this.
One enemy remaining.
Again, be sure to pay attention. Don't just look at your crosshair. Look at, you can see your teammates through the walls, right? Thankfully, right, in this game. So try to use some deductive reasoning on, like, okay, if my teammate's here, then he should be able to see all this, so I don't need to pre-fire that. And then maybe like you put your crosshair in a better spot, you kill that Reyna. Kill. Got a wall too. There you go. Excellent. Get the full HP here in a second. Oh, okay. We're not gonna get the full HP. That guy fucked up. Yo, man, shoot the fucking trip. So, like, when we're going up here, right? Like, this is a common spot people like to play, right? Over here to the right is another common spot people like to play, but you're not clearing any of it, right? You probably die a lot to you just not clearing corners. So that's a habit you need to start building, right? Because if you want to be a very methodical player, like you like either use util to clear these corners, right? Like a flash, right, to help you. Like if you have to clear like left or right, right, flash in before. But these angles are really easy to isolate for the most part, right? If they're not peeking you, like this angle is very easy to isolate. Left side's pretty easy to isolate on this side, and then once we clear that, then we can only focus on the right side here. Right, and again, like this guy just fucking whiffed. Again, shoot the trips. I don't know. Silvers just don't like shooting trips. Now you're looking for a trip that's not there anymore. Cypher's on B. Brim plays A. Right, these are like things you have to take note of that I've just figured out just by watching the VoD, right? Like just knowing like where they like to play at. Camera's up there, you just saw it. Again, you're just focusing too hard on your crosshair. Cypher B, Brim A, right? Like you guys just have to go together.
Seconds left.
You just saw him somewhere where you're not a really good angle to protect him, but
One enemy remaining.
okay, last guy was towards A. He's at 114. That's what your Viper said in chat, right? I wouldn't be pre-aiming up here because you're gonna hear him drop, right? If you have any sound in your game, right, you will hear this guy drop downhill. So what I would be pre-firing is either getting ready to pre-fire heaven, right? Or like he could take the rope down, but it's highly unlikely he takes the rope down quietly. That's too big of a risk. Or he walks out CT, and you got to worry about your flank here in about 30 seconds. I would say about 2 seconds actually, right? He ultied, the ulti just ended. 1, 2, like 4 seconds before he can wrap around pillar, right? If he worries about no other angle. And again, the way your angle, like your body might be a little overexposed. So if he was to walk down heaven, to hell, he might see your shoulder. Maybe it's just because you're not close to the wall, like you're kind of out a little bit, like back. You're next to the wall, right? But on bomb, like you're not even peeking it. Like you should be peeking something here. Like we got to figure out like where's this guy at. Bomb's like right here. It's not in a really good spot for you. You have a molly, thankfully. I hope you use it. Like peek out, see where he's at. Like what if he's walking behind you? He's on bomb. You have a molly. He's off of it. He's off of it. Kill him. Like again, you didn't have like this is a risk, right? We heard him get off. You didn't have to run at him. You had a molly still. You could have mollied him off of it. Just again, and this is just we want to try to make it as much to our advantage to win the round as possible, right? So obviously you want it this way, right? But let's say like he smoked bomb, right? If he taps it, if he just gets off of it and kind of looks for you to run in, right? Like, what are the odds of him like winning these battles, these engagements? It's probably like 60% if he does that, right? Because you have to go into the smoke, right? When you throw the molly, you guarantee that he can't kill you because the smoke's there, and then like you get him off the bomb, right? And then if he like after the molly's gone, which because it lasts like 7 seconds, then you can kind of play time. Then okay, I killed 7 seconds with the molly. He has to hold the bomb for 7.5 seconds, so I can count to like 4 or 5 before I start running at him, right? Because once I get to 4 or 5, or however long you want to, like you can wait till like 3, right? Once it hits 3, then you start walking up. 4, 5, then you sprint at him, then you're a little bit closer. Like that's fine, right? Get him a little scared. But obviously this was a very risky way, of winning the round. It worked, right? Like obviously we see it worked, but there's another more efficient way, a safer way to win that round, to where even like if you faked it and came out the smoke and headshotted you, like you still might win it, right? Like that's like we don't want him to kill you in this situation because he tapped it and then walked towards your way and then he headshots you because you're running at it, right? So again, like that was a safer way to play it, but you still won, so good job nonetheless.
Let me show you how the boss does it.
Taking slow. Like you can wall this left side too. If you're so scared about left and right side, like just wall the side,
Over here. Need healing. Need healing.
Okay, now what's their game plan? It's 5v2, Cypher plays B, right? We just gotta stick together. Like, just tell everyone, hey, follow me guys, let's just go A. No reason, like, there's no reason for us to split up. Like, look how, like, you can get picked off. Your Omen can get picked off, right? And then it's a 3-on-2. Like, then it gives them a good chance of coming back into the round.
Enemy remaining.
Kill this guy, thankfully. Again, thankfully. So this round's basically over. Just win that round. Excellent. Now we go into pistol round here. This is a very standard buy. I'm totally fine with this buy, right? This pistol buy of a frenzy plus a flash, right? Me personally, I might go for a ghost depending on how far, what range I'm taking. If I'm playing close range, frenzy. If I'm playing a little bit further back, ghost. If I want two flashes, then I just go armor, right? And that's kind of my thought process on it when I buy util. So like, okay, so if you're gonna play vents like this, Ghost is probably the way to go, so you can take these early battles, right? If you're gonna wait for them to come up like this, Frenzy might be a little bit better. Like hold this angle, right? This line right here, this corner to this corner, because you want to see them get in as soon as possible. That's the line you want to be holding for the most part, right? And again, we don't want to be preaiming the wall, because what if someone like walks up? We have nothing spotting mid, right? So what's stopping them from just walking up close like this, right? And then just peeking you close? There's nothing, right? So your crosshair needs to be on like over here, right? Anticipating that they come and swing at you. Also, we want to raise it a little bit higher because we want to be aiming at head level, because you're not peeking down, right? There's no point in pre-aiming this far low, and there's no point in pre-aiming through the wall anyways. Now you're peeking, but again, I wouldn't take it with this gun, all right? So this is just, again, the thought process of an Immortal / Radiant player. Sage walled mid, very standard Sage wall, which is good. Cuts, you know, stops them. Bomb down B. All right, we're going to start shifting over. Where the fuck was that? There's one mid. Someone just shot at you mid. It was Reyna. I hear her like high hills. Viper knows a one-way. That's also very cool. You just trade a frenzy for... You should be buying armor here, right? Like, if you want to keep the ghost, that's fine. Like, if you're like a really good shot, although I have no reason to believe that. And then I would buy full armor and then get full util. Like, so like, what is the difference between winning and losing pistol round, right? It's the amount of money you get, right? What if they were to force up? I mean, sure, one of them or two of them might be able to get like a stinger, Spectre plus armor, right? But they're not going to have util, right? So you at least want to make sure you have more util than them in order to make sure you can clear them out and get into the sites if you have to retake, blah, 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 right? And that is usually the main takeaway from winning the pistol round. You get more money in order to buy that extra util, and that's what should usually edge out if you win the second round or not. Especially you buy no armor here. There's no fucking point. Omen's smart. It's a buy. Like, you're just asking the eco on this round, right? When every round matters, right? Especially when you're down like this should be a very, very easy second round for you guys to win, because you're on CT side of split where it favors defense. And if you guys just have good guns, you guys will literally win a majority of the time. Plus util, definitely almost every time if you play it smart, as long as you don't do anything stupid. But when no one has armor, like, you get two shotted by a classic. One shot to the head, one to the body, and you're fucking dead, right? With light armor, you live with 1 HP, so you would need all 3 shots. Same thing with, and then if you had full armor, it would need a double dink, because I think a dink plus 2 body shots is like 135, I think, if I did the math correctly in my head. So that is literally the difference, right? Those difference in numbers right there can literally be the difference between you winning and losing a round.
Spike down A.
Could be hell, right? Could be hell. And look at that. This is what game sense looks like once you develop it to a high enough level, right? Like, I assume like there could be a guy hell. Like, I assume, right? Like, sometimes it's good to assume, right? Like, when you're trying to clear angles, it's very bad to assume what other people are going to do. You guys didn't get punished that badly. By the full armor, right? So when you get to a high enough level, right, people would usually buy second round. You know, Spectres, Marshals, stingers, whatever. And then this third round, this is the round they would bonus, right? They wouldn't bonus that second round just using pistols. This is the round they would bonus because if they know, you should know right here, the other team is going to buy rifles, right? But you guys are going to have inferior guns, right? You guys are going to have worse guns than them. So if the more damage you do on this round, it's just extra bonus that they have to spend more money in the next round, right, in order to recover that. And then next round, you should still have enough money to buy a gun, armor, and full util, right? It's one of the lovely things about managing your economy correctly, and then this third round bonus, right? This is why the third round bonus is so good. They throw a really, really bad smoke. This is like I would creep along the edge of this smoke right here. This is a horrible fucking smoke. I don't know. Whoever taught this brim how to smoke just did a horrible fucking job, right? So yeah, I would be creeping along the edge, right? Your sage walls, you probably don't need to be here anymore, right? I would lean towards A or B. You're leaning towards B here because your teammate spotted someone. I probably wouldn't try to take a risk on peeking from mid off top of the wall just because you have a really shit gun for that. If you had a rifle, maybe. Marshall, probably not. You probably don't want to do that. You don't want to be too aggressive with the Marshall. You kind of want to post up. How do you die? Hold on. The guy's below the wall. Okay, yeah.
30 seconds.
Like if there's ever a time you can't see something, you have to assume someone could walk in there. It doesn't hurt to assume. You guys are winning these rounds. You love to see it. You're holding A with the Yoru and the Omen. Action here. Okay. A lot of them breaking the wall. So like, okay, let's look at the map right now, right? And this is how you read the mini map, and you can kind of judge what people are doing and like what you need to be holding here. Look at this. Let's just look at the mini map, like just how it is. Your Viper is like whatever. I don't know what the fuck. You're on A, so let's focus on the A guy. Look at what Yoru's holding. He's holding a fucking straight line straight to this fucking wall right here, like a dumbass. Okay, so why is that bad? There's plenty of reasons. One, they can walk out hell, right? Two, they can walk up ramp to A heaven and flank you, right? If they get to A heaven control without you knowing, they can sneak in the vents. They can sneak in the vents and go in the mill, right? See how that can cascade into a very, very shitty situation for you, and that's only because your Yoru is not holding the cross, right? If he was holding the cross and he knows they can't get to A ramp, then that can also give you free roam to rotate towards mid, because as long as they can't get to A ramp, right, they can't get to heaven. But because he's not holding any of that, they can literally be fucking anywhere, right? And that's like the most annoying tilting thing in the world, when people don't call out what they're watching or not holding what they're supposed to be watching. And look at that. Isn't that fucking glorious? Look, what did I just fucking say? If he gets timing, right, they cross the A fucking ramp, you can get fucking flanked, and that's what fucking happens. Ain't that the fucking best? And in times like that, like when you recognize these things, you can tell other people, hey, can you hold the cross here, right? So they can't flank your ramps, right? Like that's like, then you'll start piecing these pieces together and telling people what to do. When they don't know what to do, you can help them get to it. And we know there's two here, right? We know those are Phoenix and a Brim or a Breach. I forgot who the fuck that was. I think it was Brim. Right, Flash. Don't fight through the smoke. Don't fight through the smoke, right? How many times are you going to die before you learn that lesson? Don't spam, it's fine. Like maybe take one or two shots, but like get the fuck out of there. They know where you're at, right? They're gonna just spam it. They're gonna try to counter spam you. There's no reason to fight that. 4v2. This is gonna be a very, very easy retake as long as you wait for your team. Let everyone get close together. You have this horrible habit of running into smoke for some reason, assuming it's clear. Like anyone can literally be hiding, and you should have gotten punished here, right? We've seen this like 3 times already. Ow, what the fuck is that sound? Alright, smoke's coming right off the fucking rip, right? What does that signal to me? It's a fucking A hit. Now, let's think about this. How do we utilize our positioning and our stack towards A in order to win the round? Okay, there's a couple things you can be doing here, okay? And I'm going to list them out and kind of tell you why I would or would not do it. You could come and back up your Omen and your Yoru. This is option 1. Would I choose option 1? Probably fucking not. The reason why? I'm too fucking far. right? And usually when you kill two people on A on defense, you can kind of assume the site's clear. And so this is going to lead you to option number 2, which is you hide behind side or elbow and you play that if they kill both your teammates, they're not going to expect you to be there, and you get some round winning frags, right? Some frags that are like you're just going to make sure you guys win the round no matter what. Okay, so let's kind of see how this plays out here. You're going with option 1. So now they know. So see, now they know, and also they're ulting. So Cypher ulting because he got a kill, right? So if you choose option 2, probably wouldn't have worked. But option 1 here, you took some unnecessary damage. But yeah, so this is how this goes. So it's just again, option 1 and 2 would have been good. Or option 1 is probably bad. Option 2 probably would have been your best bet unless they die and give away your position with Cypher ulti. Unlucky. Again, so like if we have no one holding this cross, right? Like look how annoying it is, right? Now we have to keep 2 people on A, but if someone can hold the cross, then we can keep 3 people towards mid or 2 people towards B, 1 person towards mid, right? And then once we can't see this cross anymore, then we have to call in another rotation, right? Unless we're going against a sentinel, then Sentinel can have util to cover. Isn't it just like, wouldn't like in your head, like wouldn't this be boring, right? Like just like kind of sitting here, like as soon as we know there's nothing rushing, right? I would instantly be rotating out. Right, and it looks like you're kind of doing that too, but no one's holding like the smoke push, which sucks. The Omen should be right, but he's not. Right, so like yeah. Or this. Again, bad pre-games, bad crosshair placement in my opinion. Nope. Ah, they walked up again because your Omen, right? This time it's your Omen doesn't want to hold cross. Just walking for free. Very cool. Oh, hold on, I missed something. That's towards A. Towards A, a lot towards A, right? This I would ulti in the vents. I would not ulti right here because they just run up. Like it would really suck. But they smoked this off, so classic. Lucky. That time that's just unfortunate, right? That one's just really unlucky. Like I crept into this while you're trying to flash. I won't harp you on that one. You heard one mid. In vents. I want to say you heard one in vents. Unless that was ramps. Like he just jumped from ramps or something. But I swear to God I heard something. Lucky you die. No, they're both there. No, it was probably just ramps then. Shitty game. That's all that is. The aggressive mid pick. Oh, you know, none. Could peek you. Could like literally walk from the left side, right? Good Molly. I like that util. That's good. That's good util, right? Like stop them from running in. The Phoenix is gonna just run through there. I think the Rain is out too. Cypher's probably out as well. Yeah, there's 2 more out. You saw one close left. You saw his foot, right? Oh, nice kill through smoke.
One enemy remaining. Spike down B.
Should be be a very easy round. I don't think you just lose one. Last round here. Flash towards A. I would not give away my position by doing this. Right? I would just kind of let them run in, right, and hide. How do you guys won this one? Oh, because they're R2D2 over there decides to just bot out and run and die. The 4-on-3.
Spike planted.
You hear one? Like, what's it, Mel? Where the fuck is that? Yeah, it was Mel.
Standing. One enemy remaining.
Why are you pre-aiming this? I don't understand. Like, why are you not looking at this? Where else is he gonna be? That, ladies and gentlemen, is why low rank players are just super fucking bad. Like, what is that Brim doing? Oh, all right. Anyways, my friend. I hope you learned something, right? This is how we turn a 43-minute video into 50 plus, right? It's just me kind of spewing shit and hoping it sticks in your mind, right? If you have any questions about what I said or any of the concepts you need more explanation on, or you have questions about anything I said like that, be sure to message me, right? I'm always here. Anyone else, if you want a VoD review, right? First time is free, right? I know it's like I'm like God's fucking blessing to fucking Valorant, right? First VoD review is free. After that, it costs $10 or 1,000 points of my loyalty points that you can get in stream. If you sub, that's 500 right there. Very, very cool and easy, right? Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.
Pokemon Mega Evolution, science, cockfighting.